There we go. We are now recording.
You're not playing an opening theme?
What's that? No, you the piano's broke. You can just
you can do one.
C. I don't know but you hit just C. Do like C F G C. All right, you ready? C. It's Radio Spadekoff podcast. There's going to be another. Okay, let's go.
That was good.
All right.
Radio Spadekoff.
Welcome to Radio Spadekoff, your Berlin English language news and stories podcast. We're here today with
Me, Dan Stern, as more or less usual. And what's say your name?
I'm Yuri, also as usual. We're without Joel today, but we have a wonderful replacement guest with us.
Hi,
introduce yourself.
I'm Rebecca Jacobsen.
Hello, Rebecca. Welcome.
Thank you. Working on, getting another woman's voice here and another American accent.
Yeah, beautiful.
If you want to do another accent, you can. Don't.
No, that's okay. You can feel free.
Okay.
I don't quite trust myself.
All right, Yuri, what's in the news?
Apparently there's some UFOs descending onto the city.
Yeah, giant, silver, round, unidentified objects.
Wait, that's just a UO.
Unidentified. Well, they don't seem to be flying. Most of them seem to be land bound at the moment. So since the middle of August, Berlin has new trash cans.
Oh, they're unidentified fillable objects.
Ooh.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, so there are, I think, 43, and they can hold up to 360 liters, which is, what did we determine, like 5 times as many liters as those orange ones can hold?
Yeah, apparently the orange ones have 70 liters capacity.
Yes.
And where are those? Where were they installed?
That's a good question. I think, let's see, Alexanderplatz, Brandenburger Tor, at the Jewish Museum, and a few other places. I don't know if I've spotted any of them yet.
I haven't yet, and I kind of work around Potsdamer Platz, and I think they've been installed in just all the busy places. I haven't seen any.
Maybe they're so popular, they're so mobbed. Everybody is just throwing all their trash in all the time.
I'm going to save up some trash and head over there. Participate in this.
Bring all your trash. It's a 360 liter capacity.
Speaking of trash in the street, wait, hand me the my handy source of, and you won't. For those of you at home, I'm throwing up air quotes, information that they said. This is a headline today: Action gegen Pappbecher auf Berlin's Straßen gestartet.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So there are more than 460,000 coffee-to-go cups daily
disposed of
in Berlin. And I feel like paper cups are probably one of the least offensive things we do on a daily basis environmentally. But the issue brought up here is that they're being left in the streets.
It appears that way. What are they going to do about it? I think they just started a action.
Yes.
Okay.
Where they got people to pick some up around Alexanderplatz to raise awareness.
Are they going to run around shaming people who are?
I think they're just going to throw it in their fancy new UFOs.
Yeah, no, all of these giant UFOs. I wonder how many disposable paper cups one of these UFO trash cans can hold.
We can calculate that.
It's quite a riddle.
Okay, how many? So how much?
I think it's one of those like how deep
like
is the
200
ocean?
mil, right?
Yeah.
So 5 per liter.
Okay.
Times 360, and that's without crushing them though, and without any spaces between them. It is going to get complicated.
All right.
Maybe we move on to the next item.
If you're a mathematician. Yeah, what else?
Yeah.
Write us an email to hello@radiospekhoff.com if you do want to do the maths on this, and that would be a fun number for next episode.
Yeah. We'd love to know how many paper cups fit in the new trash cans.
Hey, Yuri, you were saying that there's a new Mauer museum in the works?
Yes, there's a new museum, a Mauer museum, to be opened in 2016 in the old Yam Club right near East Side Gallery. And it's going to be portraying the history of the wall, the German division and reunification, and It is actually open right now until the 3rd of October, which will be the 25th birthday of the reunification. I think it's like a preview exhibition. I haven't personally seen it, but it is nice to see that building get put to use, and maybe it's worth visiting. I don't know.
Maybe it is.
Could be.
Why don't you?
If you ever find it possible to forget living in Berlin that this city once had a wall, there's another reminder.
Also, like next time your parents visit, it's one more thing to do.
Okay. There is also a new law to speed up housing construction. It hasn't been passed yet, but it's being processed. Should I say it in German?
What's that?
I would like you to say it in German, please.
Okay. Gesetz zur Beschleunigung des Wohnungsbaus.
Fantastic.
Danke.
Yeah, so there's a law. It hasn't been passed yet. It's not gone through Senate, but it is proposed to kind of keep up with the housing need that we have at the moment. It includes the tweaking of a few rules. Part of that will be that you will not need, or you will be able to get a permit to chop down trees on the construction site before actually getting the final permit for construction, which is new. Before, you weren't able to chop them down anytime in summer. You had to wait until the leafless period.
What?
So that could set you back up to like a year.
You had to wait for the leaves to fall off before you chop down the tree?
That used to be the way, yes.
That's amazing.
What do you have to wait for anything before you chop down the tree? Or are we just going to see people like willy-nilly with their chainsaws?
Well, you got to get a permit to chop down the tree.
Oh.
The difference now is that you don't have to wait for the leafless period.
I guess the leaf lobby isn't as strong as it used to be.
All right, and another thing that will be maybe changed, because it hasn't been passed yet, is that the grace period that unused cemeteries have now, which is 30 years, just won't exist anymore. So you can just build on old cemeteries without waiting for 30 years.
What do you mean unused cemetery? Is it like no one's visiting the graves, or there's just like plots? What? That's,
no
I don't know the term unused.
Dumped.
First of all, cemeteries are weird and gross, and I don't like being near them. So like we should just get rid of them and build houses because like I think living people should use the space more effectively than dead people. But that's just my thing, and I'm probably wrong.
I think that's what probably happened to a few cemeteries, and that now they're up for building on.
So there are like unleased plots.
I think there are some bodies in the ground, but none added anymore.
Okay, so like if I go to look at a condo at a new place, I have to specifically ask whether or not it's filled with ghosts from the people that they dug up. Is that basically what my takeaway here?
Are you living on a burial ground?
I mean, not currently.
Okay.
I mean, like my house is like a little haunted, but I think it's like a ghost cat, so it's okay. How
do you feel about living in a burial ground?
Well, I don't. That's what I'm saying. Like if I move into a place that's built in the next couple of years, I'm going to have to specifically find out whether or not. How
many cemeteries does Berlin have, and how many would fall under this rule? I know that there are lots of small cemeteries.
Right,
how much space is this actually freeing up?
For listeners at home, Rebecca is an actual journalist, and that's why she keeps asking questions
she
that
makes
are like
money
really
doing this.
Intelligent follow-ups and things that would be great to know. But I'm just gonna throw it out there. No idea. Got any answer?
I also followed you down the burial ground.
Why don't we research the whole cemetery situation? Maybe we dig up another story.
I'm 100% not involved in that.
Listener, you already calculated how many cups can fit in the trash cans.
Yeah.
Do some research on Berlin cemeteries.
Is this crowdsourcing journalism? This is so going with the times.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because this is also math. How much land would be freed up if we can just build on all these unused cemeteries?
We need a resident mathematician on the show, I think.
All right.
There is a new web platform for participatory processes while we're on the topic of building and renewal of the city and that sort. And now there's a web platform where you can participate in the participation process, which you need for... It's part of the whole permit and building process. There has to be a month of people being able to voice their opinion about it. These opinions are being collected, reviewed, and then weighed against the benefit of the building project.
Okay.
That's how the law works. And now there's a platform online where you can do that.
So you don't ever have to leave your apartment, but you can still participate in democracy?
Exactly.
Wow.
So it's really good for people that are immobile. It actually makes the whole participatory thing, because everybody's supposed to be able to participate in these things. In actual practice, not everybody is, because of maybe you're old or otherwise immobile.
Or lazy.
And this just makes it a lot easier to access, which is great.
What kinds of processes?
At the moment, there's 6 different processes on there. One is the Alexanderplatz plans. There's plans of renewing the whole Alexanderplatz, and you can go on there and say what you will. The plan is on the website. You can review for your own self and then say what you like and don't like, and maybe alert someone to some issues that haven't been discussed so far.
Cool.
Right. So, like, instead of being ignored in person, put it in writing. It makes it a lot easier for them to be like, hey, no, thank you for your input.
Anyway, it's pretty cool, and you'll find this website at mein, spelled mein.berlin.de. Have a look and voice your opinion. It's your chance to change the city.
So the conversation in Berlin on any given day or any night is about refugees, and I think we have a few items to discuss.
Yeah, I came across a project that at the moment I think is just in development, but it's an app with the working title "What's That?" It's an app that, if it all comes to work out, a refugee can snap a photo of something, send it to this app, and then a real live human being will answer with what it is. So, the refugee will take a photo of something, and then somebody will call them or somehow answer Kartoffel, and then the person will have a chance to speak it back. Their pronunciation will be either, confirmed or corrected, and then they'll have learned how to say potato.
This sounds very staff-intensive.
It does.
No sense to me. Wait, I don't say, what is this?
At the moment, they have 10 employees.
So step 1 is give everyone an iPhone? Is that what this is predicated on?
I think the understanding is that a lot of the refugees coming in, especially the younger ones, and many of them are young, do have smartphones already and are connected to the internet. I can understand that an app would be a more comfortable place for somebody to ask, but generally, if you need to know what something is, there's a good chance, if you're in Germany, there are German speakers around you who might be able to tell you what it is. But that can also be,
But
can be embarrassing to ask.
But couldn't pointing be a good, a kind of, we'll call it an organic app? I'm sorry, I don't mean to, I'm being cynical, and I regret it, but I fully do not understand this concept whatsoever.
All right, anyway, it goes in theme with all these things popping up, helping out with the refugee crisis.
Right.
We might talk about a couple more just to sort of let you know what's out there in case you do want to help. And, well, another one is this project, the Refugee Phrasebook. Tell me more about that. Well, it's an open collection of useful phrases for refugees, and anyone can add to it. The website is refugeephrasebook.de, just all one word. And so far it's just a collection of Google Sheets where you can add in about, I think it's 25 different languages. And so if you speak any relevant languages, go and add to it. These sheets are then distributed around refugee shelters around town, and I feel like that can actually be pretty useful. Yeah, especially, German bureaucratic vocabulary. There's another that even if you speak German pretty well, try going to the Amt and making your way through a conversation dense with German bureaucratic language. Good old Amt. Everybody needs help. I can't wait till on What's That when someone's just taking a picture of a bureaucrat sitting through a glass and what's that? It's that's what? Yep. Sorry, that. Here's one that came across I thought was interesting. It's called Workeer, WORKEER.de, and it's specifically for people who have jobs to offer to people who have just gotten to this country and are looking for work desperately. And fantastic. I've known people who have found actual success through it. So I think that's a Workeer.de is
is one that I'm going to plug as long as we're
And
discussing ways that we can feel helpful just without leaving our homes.
Can you offer a job?
I'm not certain. Yeah.
I think this gets
mediocre,
back.
like part-time comedians seeks, personal assistant.
Another one, maybe this one can be added as well, is a website where you can offer a spare room in your apartment to take in refugees.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, it's called Flüchtlinge Willkommen. It's at flüchtlingewillkommen.de, I believe. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so if you do have a spare room that you wouldn't mind filling, you can go on there, advertise it, and you will find someone to live with you.
I think we should just 100% bust all these Airbnb jerks and just fill up their these profiteering.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, English words that would go in that sentence to express my feelings and thoughts. That's I'm suggesting that plan, and someone else can go ahead and do it.
Some news have emerged from Teufelsberg.
Yeah. So Teufelsberg, which is that former rubble heap, now lightly forested hill in Grunewald, was a former listening station in West Berlin to try to intercept communications in the east. Obviously, has been out of use for a while. There was a lot of graffiti. There were people giving tours that were maybe legit, maybe not legit.
Well, here's what happened. It used to have a fence around it. There was always a hole in the fence. You could just go, hang out, climb to the top. Amazing acoustics, view, cool old building, weird cables everywhere. It's really, really cool. And then at some point, I remember there were just bouncers at the top of the biggest tower, and were asking you to pay €5 to go to the very top. And I thought it was so shit at the time, and then I never went back.
Yeah.
And this guy who has set up that thing, he has been kicked out, apparently because of some money disagreement. I don't know exactly the details of what happened.
Tricky.
But his tours are not going to happen anymore. And the new guy is the son of the owner. He plans to continue doing tours, but also put a cafe, a beer garden, and a gallery on the premises.
How many? So you've been. I've like looked through the fence. How many buildings are there? How much space is there actually? Like usable
Shit
space?
ton of space, but that's the point. It's not usable.
Right.
I think it'll take a lot of work, if even possible, to even get a permit to start anything there. So, maybe for a while still it'll remain unused, ruinous, and fun.
Okay. I saw that a giant Lenin head has been dug up.
What head?
Lenin head.
The head of Lenin.
Yes.
Vladimir Ilyich Lenin.
Well, you're getting a little more specific than I'm actually can follow up with.
His head has been dug up.
No, a statue of his head.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Unless his head was 1.7 meters tall.
There used to be a massive statue of 62 feet. What's that in meters? 19 meters tall in Friedrichshain at used to be Leninplatz. Now it's Platz der Vereinten Nationen. And after the unification, they took it down and buried it in a forest somewhere in Köpenick.
Mm-hmm. And wasn't there something like they claimed they didn't know where they had buried it?
That was a thing, yes.
Right. Which seems really needless.
I think the way that they found it, I read somewhere, was that a filmmaker had filmed the whole thing in 1991 when it happened and remembered exactly where it was.
Okay.
Who had filmed for real what then was in the movie Goodbye Lenin? Because Goodbye Lenin, there's the scene.
Yeah.
Obviously,
that wasn't the real head.
Really? Oh no! Oh no!
Hollywood.
Not everything I see.
Anyway, this giant head, 1 meter 70 tall, is being dug up to be featured in an exhibition at Spandau Zitadelle, which is a exhibition about of monuments of German history, all kinds of Nazi, communism, all eras of German history will
all
be
the shiniest parts of German history
exhibited in form of monuments that used to be found in the city, working through German history. Pretty cool.
Okay, cool. Well, I heard there were some problems, some hang-ups in digging up this giant head.
Guys, are you ready? This is going to be
I can
Animal
hardly...
Kingdom news. Oh my
Animal
God.
Kingdom news.
Yes. This head was going to be dug up in March, or it was discussed in March, and it was set back until now because there are these little lizards living on there, right on top of the head. They're called sand lizards, Zauneidechsen, which means fence lizards, but sand lizard is I googled it.
Wait, English is sand lizard and German is fence lizard?
Yeah, Zauneidechse.
Okay.
Anyway, they're endangered. Not critically endangered, not even, but endangered enough for... The Greens had put it up to discussion, and then the Senate had blocked the whole thing. And anyway, they decided that they would have to resettle these sand lizards to a new home before they can dig up the head. And that took all of summer because there wasn't going to be any catching involved because the risk of killing them was too high. And probably something to do with breeding season.
Mm-hmm. Right. They had to wait, just like you had to wait with the trees for
Yeah.
the leaves to fall off. You have to wait until all the
Lizards are done boning.
Exactly.
Someone is looking out for us, for our nature. Actually, do you know that Berlin is the greenest city in the world ever since Tempelhof became a park?
What do you mean greenest? Like most amount, like...
Like I think
Largest percentage of green space within the urban.
I bet that
What is-
mathematician out in the
That's-
ether knows what that figure is.
That's interesting because, I mean, it's yep. I was discussing like there are cities that are like planned as green. Berlin was not planned as a green city. It's just sort of been allowed to be green for a long time, and as the population grows, and like it's just, you know, whether or not people commit to keeping it green. I mean, there's things that were giant parks that were giant train stations, and for whatever reason became holes, and like now are beautiful parks that are like things I love about this city. I mean, you go to like Vienna is you know, full of parks, and there's Central Park or whatever, like great green spaces that are famous or planned, and this is just something that's as part of Berlin's unique evolution as a city, and so I don't, you know,
Yeah.
don't build the library.
Maybe we'll jump to some transport news, which we'd like to cover on this show. There are some new trains on the U12.
New trains.
Wait, like new? Wait, I don't understand. New route?
No. On the U12.
Oh, like
Yeah.
physically,
New
like the
trains.
train, like
the actual thing that you
the
sit in,
tutu
carriages and
Yeah, all right.
pulling device.
What's changed about them?
They have some screens in them that list the next few stops, like
Oh,
in every other
yes.
city in the world. And they have hard seats, I think.
Oh, probably easier to clean.
Exactly. And yeah, they look pretty snazzy.
What color?
I'm so
are
excited.
these?
Like this is it's such an investment. You know, these things cost a lot of money to do.
Yeah.
And it's actually happened.
Nice.
When does that ever happen? That things that cost money happen.
Wow, I want to know more about these trains.
You came to the wrong place. So, there is a bicycle highway going to be built on one of the S-Bahn lines?
Next to one of the S-Bahn lines.
Not over it? Okay.
No, I think it's quite a long stretch. It's going to take a while to build, but how many kilometers?
Not sure how
Do
many
we know?
kilometers, but it's going to be from Potsdamer Platz all the way to
8.5
Lichterfelde. 8.5 kilometers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, this is the first bicycle highway that Berlin gets. And
Oh,
will
okay.
get. In other countries like the Netherlands, Denmark, the ones famous for cycling, have them all over the place.
Yeah.
Cycling infrastructure, no crossing of the roads, so you don't have to stop at lights, don't have to be scared of being hit by cars. And now finally Berlin's jumping on that bandwagon.
And it looks like it's going to reduce the travel time from Potsdamer Platz to Lichterfelde. Will reduce it from 45 minutes to 30 minutes.
It probably depends
which
on how
is-
fast you're biking.
The whole thing is that you don't have to cross any traffic.
Exactly. That's why.
And it was
Running
great. Like
around
when I was a
this
kid, we had like a lengthy bike paths near where I grew up, and especially because it's a less bike-friendly place. But just in general, it was a great way for kids to go longer distances on their bikes. Whereas usually, like if you've got kids with you, you've got to kind of like take the bike on the car to go for a bike ride, and it just like extended how far you could travel with kids. It's a lot easier to zoom around as a 20-something mustachioed hipster like on your bike through traffic. And but yeah, I think it's
women
also family
ride bikes
friendly
too.
I saw you ride your bike.
Yeah.
But I wanted to make fun of Yuri, not you.
Okay, right.
Anyway, we reported before that Berlin has dropped on the Copenhagenize Index out of the top 10 before to number 12.
We're shooting
maybe
for that.
This will get us back in the top 10.
High five, Yuri. That's awesome.
That would be nice. That would be nice. Yeah.
That would be rad. See what I did there?
Oh, so
Very
rad.
nice. Before we do the jingle, we should get you guys to plug whatever you need to plug.
Yeah, your blog.
Oh,
Your,
should I plug? I can. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Do you have a blog? I just got to throw that out there.
I have a website, yeah.
All right.
And tell everybody who you are again.
Just
as
my
well.
name.
Credits, titles.
Yeah.
I'm Rebecca Jacobsen, and if you want to read what I write about theater and sometimes about other things, you can find me on the internet, rebjac.com, rebjac.com.
Cool. All right, guys, thanks for listening. Joel will be back next episode. I think.
Thank God. No, I was going to say, thank heavens. It's so much harder to do this without him.
Oh,
Thanks,
God.
Joel, for...
Yeah,
usually you just show up and it all just works. So
when you listen to this, you'll have listened to my edit. So you might have noticed a few glitches here and there. I apologize. It's the first time.
We love you, Joel. Thanks. All right.
Yeah.
Outro?
All right. Thanks, guys. Oh, and as always, our email address is hallo, that's with an A, German style, at radiospätkauf with AE.com if you have any suggestions, any complaints, any
Answers
feedback,
to our math questions.
answers to our math questions, anything. We love it. Please send us emails.
Okay. That's... All right, here we go. All right. Let's start from the top. Let's start from the top. Radio Space. Let's start over. That's terrible. You're messing me up. All right.
All right,
So I'll by singing. You just play along.
All right.
Radio Spatekoff. It's over and it's done. We get same thing again. Radio Spatekoff. We read the news and had some fun. There we go.
Thanks, guys. And thanks so much, Rebecca, for being on the show.
Thank you. That was great.
Thank you for having me on.
Awesome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.